Hello. All right, now can you hear me? Hello. All right, now my microphone is working. All right. Hello. Yeah. All right. I don't know. If it's not, you can't hear me, then all right. I'll talk to y'all later. Well, look at here. Avon. All right. I'm gonna wait for a few more minutes, see if anybody else comes on. So what you been up to? Well, anyway, I'm not gonna be long because there ain't too many people on here, and I'm tired. So, anywho's, so I started my training with Intuit TurboTax, and I'm currently self-training and still working at Wayfair. So, of course, when I get off of Wayfair, I go straight to do my training modules. So, this is I got my they sent me a laptop, not a laptop. They sent me a yeah, they sent me a laptop and all the equipment, headphones. They even gave me a gift, which was a wireless phone charger of some sort. So that was a gift that they gave to everyone, well, to me. And so last Friday, I got my equipment, everything was set up, and then I started training um, that evening, well, kind of random systems and things like that. Then, of course, we had our little meet and greet Sunday, and then I met my manager. She's pretty cool. She lives out there in Connecticut, and basically, training is like 32 hours, 32 or 34 hours, or something like that. And then of course, February 1st is when we start doing live calls. And so you get a bonus. That's part of the bonus I was talking about. So you get like a bonus if I come, not if is when I complete training, and if I complete it in time, then I get a bonus for completing that. Then you get bonuses and all these different criterias they was going over with. So it's not hard. Well, because I don't feel like going on. I don't feel like going on. So that's what y'all be watching. So what else? And so February 1st, which is next Monday, I set my own schedule for the whole entire tax season. So tomorrow I have a one-on-one with my manager. So I need to go over some things with her tomorrow so I could set my schedule for the whole entire tax season. And they have it where if you work during like the phase 1 of tax, when the tax season starts, so many hours you get a bonus, like $350 for each wave you work at. And then at the end of the tax season, they pay out the bonus. So basically, if you complete all these different stages, so the first part of the bonus is completing training on time, which I will because I'm almost halfway finished. So tomorrow, Wednesday evening, when I get off from Wayfair, I'll be working 4 hours, maybe 5 that evening. And then Thursday, Friday, of course, I'm off. So by the time Friday comes, and I'll probably do about 8 hours, something like that, I'll be almost finished. I'm almost halfway finished. But, having that experience working for the IRS, it is, and I've done TurboTax before, and working at TurboTax with that third-party company about a couple seasons ago with, what was it, Live Ops or one of those, I pretty much familiar with it. But it's not difficult. So, and what else? Pretty much that's it. Still chugging along with Wayfair. And, I didn't get chosen to go to level 2 because they can't, everybody can't go to level 2 just yet. So I guess they just going through, as the weeks go by. So, but I'm not worried about it because, number one, it ain't that much big difference in money. It's going to a level 2. And they gave us 15, we went up to $15 an hour. So so if you wasn't at $15 when you started, they gave everyone, bring them up to $15. And then if you go to a level 2, it's only like a 50-cent raise or something like that. So I will be getting my bonus in a couple weeks for the quarterly bonus, which I was at the bronze level, and then I had perfect attendance in December. And then they're going back to the regular way that they used to pay it out, which I didn't know. So January, February, March, you have to have perfect attendance for 3 months straight in a row with no delays and logging in on time. Then it's $500. So it's not that $250 that they was giving out the last quarter. So now it's going back to the regular way. So if you just miss one day in that quarter, you don't get anything for the attendance. But it's only $500. And then of course there's that levels if you get a certain level. So, I'm trying not to take any time off or nothing of the sort. But Avon, give me a call because I can't find your number for nothing. I need to discuss something with you. So please text me your number because I can't find it nowhere. Because Southwest have a 50-year anniversary special, and they got flights that's like $50, $100 something. Now I know we discussed about planning, so I decided I want to visit my friend Maxine. She lives up there in Arizona, but she lives part of Tucson. She has this ranch. And I promised her, since she moved out of Georgia, that I was going to visit her sometime when she moved out there. So I want to go and visit her right after the tax season is over. So April, when tax season's over, May, I want to plan to go out there. So I don't know, but just text me your number. Text me it right now if you can, because I can't find it nowhere. Uh-oh. Oh, my friend. Uh-oh. Here she go. Yeah, Max. My I call her my big sister. I like Max. I need to visit her. So, anywho, just text me your number, please. 678-266. You know my number. Unless you deleted it. All right, who else is in the room? I know I'm not showing my picture so you see this background. I wish my house looked like this, to be honest. But of course, that two couches don't match. That greenish and that whitish. I guess it can match in a way. Hmm. Anywho, all right. Who else is in the room? I see three people, but yet I see only Avon and Vicky. So who else is up in here? I'm not staying long. I keep saying that. I mean it this time. Oh, I'm so stuffed. I just went to Culver's and got me a cod wild fish sandwich and some fries and a beverage. Even though I had to tell them, I said, these fries is not hot. You know, they gave me another fry, but by the time I got home, the fries were cold. So I put it in the microwave to nuke it a little bit, but it just don't seem to taste as fresh when you by the time I get home. Usually I already ate the meal before I even get home, but this time I said, nope, let me wait till I get home and then I eat my fish sandwich and the fries. So, but anywho, what was I supposed to talk about? Oh yeah, okay. So, anyways, now one good thing of working with Intuit, it is an excellent company. So I'm really looking forward to um, advancing my skills to become an enrolled agent, and they'll reimburse me or they'll pay you to take the test to be an enrolled agent. So I am looking forward to that. And another thing about working for Intuit is I could also work on the side with my own tax business. So you know what? I decided, that's it. I'm not, I will be working with Wayfair Intuit during the tax season. But at this point in my life, I want to start my own official tax and bookkeeping firm. And so I'm looking for a name for my business. Now I did consider my initials TPS Consulting, but that's not really catchy. Then I said, okay, maybe I um, gig gig tax service. I don't know. Anybody could give me suggestions on a business name that I could start. All suggestions will be looked into. So what I'm going to do this year is it's going to be a private Zoom that I'm going to not do a live stream on YouTube with people who have questions. I'm going to do it where it's going to be a private Zoom room where if anyone has any specific questions doing their taxes, now I know some people say I get it to my accountant and da 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 and everything else, but I'm still offering the deal where you get your state tax for free done, and I do the federal for $150. Now, if you are in a gig job and you have a Schedule C, and even with TurboTax, if you were to get Intuit TurboTax for the small business, Teresa's tax tips. Teresa's tax tips. That'll make a good YouTube, not Facebook page. I don't know. Nah, I don't know. But thanks, Hart. I'll keep that in mind. But I'm gonna do a Facebook page geared towards my business. And I do have that other YouTube channel that I haven't really downloaded any videos, and I'm not trying to use this channel here, for any tax videos or anything like that. But anyways, so one thing about working with Intuit TurboTax is that I asked, is there a conflict of interest if you had a small tax business on the side? They said, nope, I could have my own tax business as long as I don't solicit on Intuit when I'm on the phones with customers. But of course, that's obvious. I'm not going to say, oh, come to my page. I'm not going to do that. But I can have my own tax business on the side. So I've decided I'm going to really go out all the way and start my tax business. Now, in the past, for years, I've given free tax advice. When I worked at the IRS, you couldn't have your own business of any kind. If you did, you had to get permission. You had to you had to fill out paperwork and tell them what business you're doing, but it could not be, most definitely, it couldn't be anything dealing with taxes and charging people. Because as a government official at the time, you weren't allowed to do that. And you could actually get suspended, and you could possibly get fired if you do that. But you cannot start a business on your own when you work at the IRS. If you do, you have to let them know. You got to have it in writing and all this kind of stuff. Because you could really take advantage of the tax law. Because if you know the tax laws and codes, people could start fake businesses or do, a bunch of crazy stuff. And people have gotten suspended and fired for doing that. So, but if anyone is interested in doing your own taxes, even if you got the TurboTax software from home or you do it yourself, to be honest, the software that you purchase, even if you're in this gig jobs, you got to have the small business software and download it on your computer. And TurboTax has really grown in the years of hiring people where you actually is TurboTax live. So literally Monday when I start, and I'll be on my computer. I get paid per hour, and all I do is sit there, and then if someone comes in, they can actually see me, and I can see them on the screen and help them. So that will be interesting, And let me tell you, it's a lot when it comes to these new tax laws, and it's a lot. I'll just tell you that. So what I'm going to do, if you're interested, you must send me an email with your email, and then, hey, look at Leslie. You said I got your mint high. He said no. Let me see. Hey, I'm going to respond. I'm responding back. So anyway, so then so anybody wants to do a private Zoom discussion of your question, I will do it in Zoom. I'm not going to do anything on YouTube, on the live stream. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to do it where it's going to be a private Zoom. And then if you have questions, you can ask your question. I'm not going to do the return for free. We're not going to do that. Now, if you need help, then, I will price the consultation charge, and it's going to be low. Now, now 5 people can get the TurboTax software for free with the license. So that means I get to get TurboTax for free, and you can have the 5 people can share the license and do their taxes. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do a private session, and if you could send me your emails and you want to join the session, then you can literally join in the Zoom, and then I will go over guidelines of what you need to do. Now, I do have my PTN number, so that means that I am registered with the IRS to prepare tax returns, and if there's any fees, it's listed. Now, the number one thing that I want to tell people is that if you go to a person, a lot of people, this is what I hate, that I keep hearing it every year. I got my tax person and he do my taxes. If their name is not at the bottom of that tax return with a PTIN number, I'll be very cautious of just letting anyone randomly do it, especially if they charge you. Now, I've done a couple people taxes in the past, and now I didn't really start my big business like I should have from the previous years, because I was giving out all this advice on my YouTube channel and things like that. So it's going to be a little bit different this year, because I know a lot of y'all don't want to go on don't want to go and see yourself on camera or nothing else. So we could do a Zoom private consultation, and any questions you may have, you can ask me in the Zoom, and it's going to be a private room where people could just ask. Now, that don't mean that we're going to spend hours doing the whole return from top to bottom, because I don't really have that much. I don't have time like that now, because come February 1st, things will be popping, and I'll be literally working around the clock. Well, yeah, I guess you can say I'll be working around the clock, because I'll be working at Wayfair. I'm off Thursday, Fridays, but Thursday, Fridays will probably be, I'll be working mostly during the day with my schedule with with Intuit during the daytime into the evenings. But the good thing about it is that I get to do my schedule for the whole year. So I will let y'all know what my schedule will look like. And then if you have any questions, let me know. And then I will do some small clip videos, not live streaming, but just small clips of frequently asked questions that I think most people will be asking. Now, let me give you the first tidbit. The first tidbit I'm going to give is dealing with the stimulus. Now, last year, March, April, whatever they gave that stimulus out, some people had that PPP loan. That was if you was a business and you actually took out a loan. Now, if you got that PPP loan, I'm not talking about the grant, that $2,000 grant. Oh no, that's the $1,000 grant. I'm talking about those who had got the loan for the business because they needed help with payroll. I could tell you in a very quick synopsis that on the tax return this year, that is one of the things that people have to account for. Now, most of us who are in these gig jobs, Uber, food delivery, DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, and all that, you don't really have to focus too much on that PPP loan, because number one, most people got it based on the number of employees. So if you were fortunate to get that $1,000 grant, I do not believe that you have to report that on this year's tax return. But of course, things are updated in regards to that. But as I'm going through this training with Intuit TurboTax, of course, a lot of things that I'll be learning is a whole lot of updates from the IRS. So it's not just about, oh, you could deduct and you could write off all these expenses on your tax return and da da da. It's not a, it's no, it's not as obvious and quickly um obvious about that. There's a whole lot of things more involved in that. So I'll go over some basic 101 information for those gig economy job workers who needs to file a tax return. But a lot of it has to do with keeping track of your information, being organized. So if you're organized in terms of keeping up with your um, records, mileage, your expenses, you work from home, you working from home, you know, of course you could write off, the obvious things like your utilities and certain square footage of your house as an office. Um, it's like it's a lot, put it that way. So, but anyways, it's pretty good. It's pretty good so far, And Intuit TurboTax is pretty good. It's a very excellent company, and I am looking forward to learning and getting my credentials as an enrolled agent, and then um, being certified with QuickBooks because Intuit TurboTax is TurboTax Intuit, which is the basically like a bookkeeping software. It's a lot. I could tell you, it's a lot of growth, and this tax season, this first tax season, I don't have to say that all the part-time gigs that I've done in these last 4 years, I would really I'm looking forward to working with Intuit Tax, Intuit TurboTax. Sometimes I wish that I had knew about this in the previous years, but you know what? Things always happen for a reason. When I came across Intuit Tax, I don't even know how I came across the position. But I was supposed to work with Intuit Tax with Omni Interactions with Harry and David, but they was hiring through a third party company, but it was different things that you do. And I'm so glad that I did not so quickly. I withdrew my offer with Omni Interactions and said nope. I'd rather work directly with Intuit Tax TurboTax because let me tell you, Omni Interactions is hiring and they need people with to work with TurboTax. So is Working Solutions and what's the other ones? Working Solutions, Intuit Tax, Live Ops. Um, it's like a lot of companies they hire to work with TurboTax for this tax season. But the thing is, they only kind of pay people $12 an hour, or 32 cents a minute, and therefore, if you're not talking, you're not making any money. That's the one thing I didn't like about working with um with that other company. You only got paid per minute when you're talking, so you could literally sit there a whole 8 hours, and then you may not even be on the phone except for maybe 3 4 hours, and then they only pay 12 when in actuality the position really paid more like $19 $20 an hour, not including bonuses. So that's one thing I would have to say, um, that I'm grateful for having to work into it. So at the end of the tax season, you know, I don't, based on the hours worked, CSAT, customer surveys, and things like that, you get extra money and bonuses. And and it was pretty lucrative when he went over it. I was like, what? They didn't say all of that, but I'm looking forward to it. So, but yep. So I'm looking for a name for my business. I'll look at Teresa's tax tips, but I don't know. That doesn't seem to catch anyone's. I know people say you always ask for opinions, but you never consider it about whatever. But no, that don't really sound. I don't know. That don't really sound catchy. Now that might be a good newsletter, Teresa Tax Tips. That could be that'll make a good little one-page newsletter, online newsletter. I could put down that in part of my newsletter or my blog, which I need to start writing again because I actually have a blog on WordPress. So it's been a minute since I wrote in it. But I did. Did I write anything recently in WordPress? Let me see. I don't think I did. But I'm still trying to work on that dang website because I'm learning how to do websites and coding. But you know what? I'm making it too difficult for myself. I'm trying to do this big elaborate website when in fact actuality I should just do one landing page and do one page and that's it. I'm trying to be doing 4 or 5 tabs and all that. I said, you know what? That's too much. I just need to focus on one landing page and make it simple. I'm making it too difficult. And I'm making it so hard for myself that I'll never launch it. And I was like, oh shoot, I could have been. So I said, you know what? Let me scratch the whole project and just focus on doing one landing page because I've been doing a lot of research on YouTube lately. And every time, they'll say, you can make a lot of money, just do one page. Don't focus on trying to do a whole bunch of pages and stuff. So I was like, you know what? That makes sense. So I'm gonna do just one page, and that's it. I'm not gonna. I'm scratching all the other things I was doing. I've practiced too much. I've been practicing for the last 2 3 years. So I didn't say I was an expert in coding, but that's something I'm learning to do. So I said, you know what? Let me just do this one little landing page and call it a day and stop trying to do so much. Sometimes you do so much and try to make something so elaborate that it never gets done. But yeah, but but we'll see what happens about whether we're going to get this third stimulus check from President Biden, and they are still looking into doing that. If you got like $600, I got mine about when I got that 2 weeks ago. So if they wanted to give 2,000, so they'll either give you extra 1,400, and then those who have children, it's like $500 per dependent. I don't know. To me, some people are gonna be. It looks a lot when you have children. Like say you're married and you have kids. That stimulus check may look pretty good, but when you have a family of say 2 3 4 people, that's not really a lot of money. Just like for single, yeah, you'll get $2,000. That'll help me with my, what, 3 4 months of car notes with Black Beauty, Black Panther. But I don't know if giving out all this stimulus money, people are just like, oh, it's going to be an economic collapse. Oh, the stock market's going to crash. Oh, this, that, or whatever. I don't know. To me, I think if you could set aside an emergency fund and try to stash some emergency fund into an account, like say $10,000, maybe a little bit more like 12, as an emergency fund, just in case whatever happens, you have some rainy day, and try to cut down any type of credit card debts, cut down as much debt as you can. Try to work somewhere, if you work in these, I haven't followed a lot of people doing these gig jobs lately, like the ones who do that Uber Eats and Grubhub and all that stuff. I guess people are still doing it. I don't know. I haven't really watched a lot of those channels anymore like I used to. But some people still just trucking along, still doing all these multiple apps. And I'm like, how long is people going to drive that car before it's time you to get a new one? And then if you don't really have a job and you work in Uber, and some people's credit might be shot for whatever reasons, then you may not be able to afford to buy another car. And you see me, I bought me a used. Technically, my car is used, but the payments is manageable. I could do my merchandising gigs and some of the small little gigs that I do, and that's my car note payment for the month. So that's a good thing. And of course, I have to pay a little bit more in insurance each month, but to be honest, I'm not even driving that much. Most of the time I'm home. If I go somewhere, I'm going to the store, and I don't even drive that SUV just for out and about, because I just came back home from Culver's, and at the intersection up there on 124, it was this big major accident. I was like, oh my God, there's one car, I think it was an SUV, the whole front was gone. And then this other car, I was like, what the hell were they doing? And then I was driving back, all the car parts are all up in the street. They try to sweep it up because you don't want your tires busted or anything. But dang, people just driving bad out of hell. So I try not to I drive, I'm not even driving as much, but trust and believe, um, the expenses still outweighs what I'm spending because I don't have to spend as much money in gas. Um, my insurance is pretty low because when I tell them I mostly work from home, I'm only going to drive an average, probably less than 10, probably not even 20,000 miles for the year between driving the Corolla and the SUV, and I'm still waiting for my tag. So tomorrow morning when I get up, I'm going to go to the mailbox and see if they finally mailed me my tag. They said they mailed it, so it should have been there today or tomorrow. And other than that, just mindlessly driving up and down 78, going to the store, stuff like that. That's pretty much of my driving. Of course, hopefully when this COVID thing is died down a little, I don't know, the way it seems. They said, oh, it's a new strand, it's a new this, a new that. Going to South Carolina to visit my grandmother and my mother and other relatives don't seem to be too promising right now because my grandmother's 95 years old. My mother is 70. What? Let me see. 72, something like that. Ain't nobody trying to be being this when they talk about social distancing, let me tell you, my family, they practice that social distancing because in my grandmother's small town, they already said a lot of people had got COVID, and they're not immediate family members, but there's a few people that passed away, got COVID. So they were taking care of the mother, and they was like, elderly, and taking care of the mother that had COVID. The son got COVID. So when they tell people to social distance, and even if you wear a mask, social distancing, your best bet really is to stay home. Like me, I don't have nobody that stays in my house but those cats, and they outside, so you know they ain't coming in the house anytime soon. Because they even said animals could probably have COVID, but they go about their business. I see them in the outside, all in the backyard or whatever, and they just come on and eat and sleep and go about their business. And other than that, your best bet really is to stay yourself in isolation and go out when you need to. And the only time I really go out is I'm going to the grocery store, and I need to start be mindful of when I'm keep going to the store back and forth, because I was like, wait a minute, I'm going to the grocery store too much, you know. And other than that, other than working, what else there is to do? You know, work, go home. I can't wait to get my spinning bike, and then I'll be working out at home, exercising. So that's a good thing. Hold on, y'all. I'll be back. Oh, my feet is killing me. I want to. Let me see. Yay! All right, I'm back. I've been growing my little seedlings. I'm gonna show y'all tomorrow night. This time I'm doing my seedlings for my garden, and I've grown some spinach, Swiss chard, and what's the other things I got up in there? Some other things. I start to see the little seedlings started to germinate. I was like, yay! So I'm babying that. And spring's supposed to be another month maybe. So hopefully this time I will have me some um, herbs and vegetables. So, but I'll show y'all that tomorrow. I'll show y'all that tomorrow. Tell y'all how it looks. But I'll do a little video, download it, show y'all. But right now it's just sitting there next to the window that's always open all the time. That someone say, yeah, I need to close that window. So, and then I got the little other seedlings, 3-stack tier with the herbs is in the bathroom. They say, why is it in the bathroom? Because one, they got the window that's in the master bathroom. So I put it in the bathroom because they got that big window. So I think I get more sunlight coming from that side of the house. So, but of course I could always put it in the other window in the room, but I try to put it where I think I'll get the most sun. And I think that the back window in the bathroom, which has that big bay window, not bay window, the big window that has more light coming through that. So, because every time I put it in the front of the house windows, it seems to be nothing. So, I don't know. It's just all an experiment. But anyway, what time is it? 10:02? Oh, nobody's talking. So, all right, Hardin, Avon, Vicky. And I guess everybody else didn't come in tonight. All right. Well, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow night. So I'll try to be on tomorrow at let me see. Let me do training tomorrow. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I may come on at 10:30. I'm gonna try to do my training for about 4.5 hours tomorrow, and then that's Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, I pretty much have a full 8 hours of training that I'm gonna do for 8 hours. Simulate working, and Saturday, of course, I go back to work and I work from 8 to 4:30, and then I probably try to finish up on whatever remaining training that I have. And I think I should be finished by then. Yep, I think I'll be finished because you can't go over 40 hours. And they gave me, I think they said it was 30. It comes up to like 32 hours, and this will be the full week for my check with Intuit, plus the 2 days from last week. So, yeah, pretty much that's it. Anywho, please send me your email if you want to join in the private Zoom so I can send out the link and send out the invites and tell you a date that I'm gonna have it done. I can't do it every day, so I'm trying to see what days will work out. So please have your questions ready. I'm not gonna do your return, but just have your questions ready. And we'll do this not in a YouTube live, but I'm gonna do it in a Zoom, in a private chat. So if you want one-on-one, and if you try to do your tax return yourself this year, which I would suggest, at least give it a try. And if you decide that you want to buy the TurboTax software, let me know, because I think they say we could give, there may be some discounts. But I'm going to ask about that tomorrow. But I know they said I could get licensed for I could do 5 returns for free under the license. So, but there may be some other discounts that they'll give for family and friends. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. And let me also make this one last point. This is another tip, small tip. If you did not get the stimulus check from last year, April, May, and you say I didn't get it, and you didn't get your check, you can't get that April, May stimulus check this tax year. When you file your tax return this year and you never got the stimulus, you can reclaim that stimulus, that $1,200 on this coming tax year. Now, so for those who didn't get it and they say, "Oh, I missed it," or whatever happened, and you never received it. Now, I'm not talking about those who owe child support and somebody took it. But if you never got that stimulus, you can claim that and get that stimulus check on your tax return for this year. And one final tip, please do not go to a place where they used to do nails, hair, barbershop, and they suddenly say, "We could do your taxes," and they're doing your tax return with not a PTIN number, where they're required to sign and have a PTIN number. If they don't do none of that, walk away with a hurry, with a vengeance. Please do. But anyway, y'all have a good night. Avon, I'll call you, see what you up to, so we could discuss our trip. Because I do need to know, because Southwest Airlines have a $50 anniversary sale, and I've finally decided where I would like to go, which is Tucson. Well, it's outside of Tucson, Arizona, but my friend Max lives closer to the mountains parts of Arizona, and she has this huge ranch. It's like a bed and breakfast. So that's if you want to do that. So, Apple gift card. What's this Apple gift card talking about? They will be saying you win something, and then it'd be take a survey to claim your $100 Apple reward. Probably want you to buy something to get it too. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. I'll probably come on tomorrow evening after I finish doing my training. So it'll probably be around 10:30ish Eastern Standard Time. I'll try to do that. All right. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.